Think about the last time you faced a problem that you genuinely did not have how to solve. A single idea. Did you panic? Or did the problem overwhelm you? Or did it make you more curious? Curious, not as in you, because you knew the answer, but rather you did not. For me, as a mathematics teacher, what fascinates in a classroom of mine is that whenever they are giving these so-called hard problems, the ones who would dare to try those would be the most curious. But what does curiosity in this context mean? Is it just the desire to know more about something? For me, it sounds like this. It's a series of questions. Why is this happening? What exactly is the problem? What do I know? What information do I have in hand? What do I lack? And would this way work? Or if it doesn't, do I have another way to work it out? Or else, eventually, if it was not the right way to solve the problem, what did I learn from the mistakes? So you see, curiosity is not just the desire to know something, but it's rather trying to understand the problem. Everything changes the moment you start to understand the problem. Your panic slowly fades away, and then it gives way to possibilities. Let me explain it to you, since I'm a math teacher with a math problem. This is a standard IGCSE grade 10 math problem, which was in a paper that I made recently. Anyone who has a surface level, at least a surface level idea about algebra, you would feel like substituting the values of A, C, D to the formula given and then calculating the answer for this question. But that's what happens if you don't properly read the question. It says to work out the upper bound, so that is where the concept comes into play. And you need to know the concept, and you have to understand what information is provided to you to calculate the answer. You clearly have to see what the problem is, and then understand the concept, and to know in what way to present the solution. If you don't think through all this, you might probably just substitute and get the wrong answer. But let me show you a student answer that I graded as well. It clearly shows how the student identifies the problem, finding out whatever that was missing. So it gave me the feeling, nice work. And then we clearly see how the student applies the knowledge process to find the solution in this problem. But boom, final answer was wrong. But still, the student earned 3 out of 4. Why? Because his thought process was right there. It was just the calculator solution. This is actually a calculator-based problem where he had to get the final answer, had to punch in the input, but probably he did not do it right. And then he got the final answer wrong just because he gave the input to the calculator wrong. So our life is also sometimes very much like this calculator. For the questions we have, if we give the wrong inputs, if we feed it with wrong inputs, maybe we never know the answer. So what I have to tell you here is, not all the time we would find textbook problems. You even encounter problems in life where you might not see the solution right before you. And as a teacher, the thinking process that we teachers try to build in the heads of the children would go beyond the classroom when it is properly practiced. Well, it happened to me as well, again, outside the classroom. I was given the task to direct a piece of a drama, which was actually a longer one, where I was given the task because I was a math teacher, and my task was to get a group of kids to somehow perform a piece of play which convinces the audience about the importance of math. But there was another condition. I had to incorporate a missile launch in it because the next part of the drama has to go towards the science section. But now, what powerful message can I probably give the audience? A missile launch, probably in a war scene, and then causing destruction? Is that what maths would do? So it was a challenge, but still, I did not want to just let go of the chance I got. But my first instinct was to just give up, because I had a very bad experience during my school days where I directed a drama, and the simple feedback from the audience was that it was the worst drama ever in that entire talent show in school. But I can't be telling this to my kids. I am the one who will be guiding them to come somehow get them to perform this. But here's the thing. If I give up, I'm not practicing what I'm actually teaching in the classroom. That is to see a problem, not just as a problem, but question myself how to overcome it. So I steered my questions, and luckily I had a very talented bunch of kids. And my job was only to direct their curiosity without letting it wander. But they had endless curiosity, which brought so much of ideas onto the plate. So here's what came out of it. There were students who could write. There were creative students who did the props, the sounds, and everything. And my job was to mentor them, guide them, and then direct their curiosity for a better output. I'll just give you a small glimpse of the drama they came up with. Al-Karim al-Khassab, that was the ruler's name in this drama, of the kingdom of Jazeera. And now this ruler was better known for his humanitarian leadership and then loved by the nation of his as well. But there was a small problem for him where a data center had threatened him that they will release his search history to the entire world, and for some reason the ruler did not want this to happen. Probably he searched for something very bad in the internet. But at the same time, now the data center is located right next to a public library. Now his intention was to somehow destroy only the data center without affecting any civilian around. So he gets his chief scientist, Jamal, in that drama, and then gets Jamal to do a missile launch to this particular place. So the target has to be accurate. And Jamal, the so-called great scientist, devises a plan, does all the calculations, and the missile fails and launches and then hits the wrong target, which was the public library. The ruler was in despair. He did not want a single civilian to be harmed, but it happened. And why did this probably happen? if the scientist was that great in his calculations and everything. So to see, they found out the scientist had actually used 10 instead of 9.81 for the gravitational acceleration in it. A small misinput in information, a miscalculation, has caused this destruction. Can we reverse such situations in life? No. So what did the students come up with to steer this whole story towards a better side? So they brought in this genie who was able to give 3 more chances to the scientist to rectify the mistake, where the scientist identified all his mistakes and then redid the launch and then somehow got the target right, and in the end the civilians were safe, only the data center was destroyed. So it was all the idea of the students who gathered around me. They did the ideas, they had the ideas, and I had to only just direct their curiosity towards a better output. And then it gave a powerful message to the audience with a lot of laughter, and then we got a good feedback from the audience. And the powerful message that we were able to give them was that the precision and the correct information in math could actually save life in such situations. As adults, we have a greater responsibility towards shaping our younger generation, not just to teach them, or our responsibility is not just to teach how to find the answers, but rather to stay with the question, explore it, understand it, and think through it for better solutions. Because curiosity is the beginning of search. If we discipline the way of thinking, then it gives it direction, and together it can transform uncertainty into discovery. So this is a small tribute to those children who did this idea of work. Thank you.